Clarity is the debut album from Kim Petras, who joins us here at the Fox Theater in Oakland, California. Welcome.
What's up?
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
This is not an unfamiliar place to you. You have been to the Bay Area so many times this year. I feel like, July you were here for Mezzanine, and then you've been hanging out. You did some GLAAD Gala.
Yeah.
How much of a part of the San Francisco community have you been a part of and witnessed?
Well, I just know that I have amazing fans out here.
Yeah.
So I'm always excited to come here and yeah, I mean it's also, I mean, it's California. It's quite a trip from LA, but it's so close. You know, I feel like I go here for fun.
Yeah, now I also heard that you like to also try to do work while you're on the road and keep yourself writing and coming up with songs and things like that. I mean, during this stretch, have you been able to do that?
Not so far, no. I feel like the first few shows, this is the fourth one tonight, so the first ones are always really stressful. I have 5 outfit changes in this, so it's like a lot, and it's just like really, the preparation for this has been like a lot, so I just feel like it's been like stressing out and rehearsing the thing over and over and over during the day, then during the show, and then falling asleep, and then waking up in a different city. Yeah. So it's definitely like, and it's not been like the time for that just yet, but I hope I'll find the time.
I'm sorry about that. Thanks for coming in tonight.
This is your 3rd tour this year.
Yeah.
So from the beginning of this year to now here, I'm sure you had these grand ideas and things you had in mind.
Well, it's really like the tour every time is like, the first tour I had to strip back all the way. Second time I got some of it, and this time I'm like closer to it. You know, I feel like I have like a dream show in mind, which is like it, and like I feel like each tour I'm getting closer to it, and each tour is getting more like dialed in and more perfected, and each time I'm becoming a better performer and figuring my set out. So I just went back to Germany, I think 4 months ago, something like that, right? And yeah, about 4 months ago, and that was the first like sold out, like crazy show that my parents have ever seen. So that was really, they cried, they were really, really proud, it was really adorable. And that was really emotional and really beautiful to, you know, come back and sell out, and people know my music, and yeah, because you know, most of my fan base is over here in the US, and this is kind of where I've, you know, started everything that I'm doing. And
did your parents get to see you play here at all?
No, they didn't.
No?
Not yet, no.
So their first time seeing you was during a sold-out crazy experience?
Yeah, in Germany.
In Germany.
Like where I grew up, it was cool.
It's amazing to hear about your story and read about your story, because you did come out here at a young age and they didn't accompany you. Usually a parent would send off their kid to college at 17, 18 years old and be like, okay, you know, we'll come out and wish you well and help you move.
Yeah. Well, I don't come from a wealthy family, so
but
my mom has a job that she needs to attend, or she can't pay her rent, you know, so they just couldn't. I feel like they would have, but they just straight up couldn't.
The story about how you had so much trouble trying to get a record deal now in 2019 sounds like, what, really? But I guess back then, 10 years ago or what have you, it was a totally different story, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every big artist got turned down by labels, and it makes you better, and it makes you be like, I want to show them, and I feel like that's what I went and did, you know?
Yeah, and so now you see artists like Lizzo, you know, King Princess, Haley Kiyoko having success, and you know, to hear how you had problems from record labels, old, you know, as you say, old white guys saying, oh, you're a transgender artist, therefore what are we going to do? Yeah. That seems ridiculous to me, because if I'm listening to the music, I don't hear transgender, I don't hear anything. Right? Yeah. I hear pop music.
Thanks. Yeah, it's difficult because, like, you know, I don't make songs that are like, I'm transgender, you know? Like, I write about my emotions, and I feel like that's, like, you know, I write about really human things that I think are really, you know, that anybody can get and anybody can relate to. So, yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's been hard, but it's also been really amazing, because I feel like it's taught me a lot about the world and how people think, and like how I need to like kind of break through stereotypes, and how you need to do that if you're, you know, transgender, and if you're gay, and if you're different. And so yeah, I never really like let it get me down. And I feel like that's that whole list of people that you just mentioned same thing. Like they're just like amazing, and they're just doing their thing and building their fan base until you have no choice but to love them.
You have a Halloween theme, Turn Off the Light Vol.2.
Yes.
And so when Volume 1 came out, people were like, oh, this is going to be a series. We didn't know if this was actually going to come to fruition, but so here it is.
Oh, yes.
Recorded recently or recorded during the same time as Volume 1 or both?
No, recorded recently. I've always planned to have, so Volume 1 came out, it was I think 8 songs. And I've always wanted to make it a full record, but I just didn't have the time because I was on tour with Troye Sivan last year. And then, went straight into recording Clarity after that, and there was just like no time. And so I've always wanted to make it like a little bit of a tradition and make it into a full thing. So now it is, and it's like a full record, and I'm really, really proud of it.
Did you extract any type of influences from the old goth, dark, new wave artists like Bauhaus and, like Bela Lugosi's Dead, right, is a classic. It's not a Halloween song, but it's played during Halloween.
Yes.
Did you go back into into that era?
Well, I was listening to a bunch of horror movie soundtracks, to be honest. Like that was my main inspiration for the sound of it. There's this horror movie, It Follows, which has an incredible soundtrack that I've been listening to like a bunch. And there's this soundtrack to, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but it's Drive with Ryan Gosling, and it has this like super 80s, very synth wavy sound to it. And then also I'm from Germany, so I've been around a bunch of techno and Rammstein and all of that good stuff from Germany. So I felt like that kind of belonged in there. So we kind of took like synthwave and industrial music and fused it together with pop and made it into dark pop.
Amazing, because Danny Elfman makes amazing.
I love Danny Elfman.
Nightmare Before
I
Christmas.
like DM'd him so much to be on
really?
this. Maybe this time. I don't know. Maybe we can do like a remix. Maybe sometime.
Or maybe Volume 3, right? The third time's the charm, right?
For sure. Yeah. No. I'm obsessed with Danny Elfman. I love his work. Also very influential on Turn Off the Light for sure.
You're doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
And when that record label does come knocking again, now you're in control. So
totally.
That speaks a lot.
Totally, thank you so much.
Really appreciate your time. And
thank you so much.
Best of luck with everything.
Thank you, have a good one.
It's Kim Petras. Clarity is her debut album. You're watching B-Sides on Air.